We're live, baby.
We made it. We made it. We made it to a new year. We made it to the end of the regular season.
Ooh.
Man, Eric, I haven't seen you. We haven't done this since last year, man.
That's very true. 2 holidays have actually passed since the last time we've done it too. So it's been quite some time. It feels like a long time since we've done an episode of Pick Six, but we're back at it, baby. 2025. Let's go.
Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover 6 teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, the Chargers, and of course our losing streak, Steelers.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So yes, we are live. Look at that. Looks good, doesn't he? All right. Should be my little lucky charm right there, man. I'm gonna put my hand right here and just like, come on, give me the good picks here. Okay.
You need that for the Steeler games too. So make sure you have that handy for the next Steeler game, man. If that's your lucky charm, you need it. We need all the luck we can get right now.
I don't think that's gonna be enough, man.
Oh. Get your lucky socks on and everything, man.
Everything. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. It is week 18. It is the final week of the regular season. Don't you worry. We will be here throughout the playoffs, but this is the final Pick Six for the regular season.
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead and let's get into it. What do we got?
All right. Final stretch last week, Pick Six records. I'm starting to look like the Pittsburgh Steelers a little bit. All right. I've had a comfortable lead throughout this entire season. Now let's look at the records now. All right. I got a record of 54-34. Cholo Trucker, the reigning defending undisputed champion, is at 52-36. At one point, I think I had like a 6-game lead. Now it's only 2. I'm starting to look like the Pittsburgh Steelers over here. But, you know, I just had to throw that out there. Now let's get into the picks, man. We have a AFC West matchup between 2 of the teams that we cover, that being the Chargers walking into Allegiant Stadium to play the Raiders. Chargers are 10-6 coming off a win against the Patriots, which I hope if you're not a Patriot or Charger fan that you didn't watch that game. Wasn't very great, all right? It was very much a blowout. Then you got the Raiders beating the Jacksonville Jaguars on a 2-game winning streak. Raiders are red hot right now.
Man, you know, just real quick, all the Patriot fans, right? During the Brady Belichick era, where are you at?
Oh,
where are you at? All you guys that were like, no, I'm really a Patriots fan. Where are you at? Where are you at? I just wanted to throw that in there. All right, man. So this is going to be at Allegiant Stadium?
At Allegiant Stadium, yep.
You know, this is interesting. I wonder if the Raiders are going to take over that stadium. Yes, they are the most popular team here, but they've really been on a downfall. However, they have turned it around for the last 2 games. They are on a 2-game winning streak, which means a lot because I think that before the 2-game winning streak, the last game that they won, I think was back in December. I'm sorry, and back in September, late September, I believe.
Yeah, it was a while.
Good gosh, that's it. Oh my goodness, man, that is torture. So, yeah, look, they're they had fun with the 2-game winning streak. It was just enough to ruin the franchise more going forward. And that's what the Raiders are just doing. They're not going to win 3 games in a row, and not against the Chargers. Division rival. The Chargers are a good team, and it's at home. Yes, it'll probably be more of a home game for the Raiders. I don't know how much more of a home game, because in all reality, we live here, okay?
Yeah.
And this is like where the Raiders are supposed to be. I don't really hear a lot of Raider talk. I don't really hear a lot of Raider support. Not like other seasons. I don't know if anybody else is catching on to that, but it almost seems like the Raiders are kind of losing steam, not with wearing Raider gear, but with actually watching the games. It's like, hey, did you watch the game yesterday? Nah, I didn't watch it. Oh, yeah. Like before, you would talk to Raider fans and they would be watching preseason games. Now it's kind of like they're still rocking and rolling with their Raider gear and everything, but just not really watching the games. And I don't know if they're really gonna dish out the cash to go out and watch them. But who knows? Maybe the 2 wins actually put a little bit of fire back into the Raider fans, and maybe they'll go ahead and take over, because they can. They can. If you talk about the fan base here in LA, man, they can definitely take over SoFi easily. But I mean, this guy's Chargers named all over it, man. I don't think this would be a competitive game.
Yeah, so I could understand why, maybe the steam is off of the Raiders a little bit. I think fans are just tired of it. They've been in the same repeated cycle, it seems like. And if they're not bad like they are right now, then they're like a first round exit in the playoffs, if they make the playoffs, which is every once in a while. So I think fans are really starting to grow just kind of tired of the way the Raiders have been and the owner and things of that nature. Yeah, that'd be my guess. And the fact that we have 2 teams out here now, which are actually, both of them are playing some pretty damn good ball as well. Both of them are actually in the playoffs, which is only the second time that this has happened. Last time it happened was in 2018. I just read that stat. I don't even know how I got that. It's almost like they know I live in the area, but oh well. So yeah, I think that's the reason. Part of it because the Raiders are playing bad, and because the 2 teams in LA are playing good. For this game, look, man, the Chargers already clinched the playoff spot. They clinched it last week after beating the Pats. But they are still playing for seeding. They could still move up to the 5th seed. How much do they care to move up to the 5th seed? I don't know. I hope not too much, because I'd rather the Steelers hold that 5th seed. But I got the Chargers all the way here. I do think that there's something going on with the Raiders over there in Vegas with AP, their head coach and stuff like that, which is why they've been winning. Maybe some little bit of sabotage going on over there. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's news for the offseason. That might even happen, right after the season ends. So we'll see what's going on with the Raiders over there.
Yeah. Monday is always, what's it called? Black Monday or something like that, when they start cleaning house and things like that. And the thing with the Raiders too, I mean, what you pointed out, that a lot of fans may be tired of it. Them winning is showing that they're going to prolong what all the nonsense and the losing seasons and everything. What they're doing this season, how they're ending this season, is just showing that next season is going to be more the same.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, because honestly, I would like to see the Raiders do good. I would like to see the Raiders in the playoffs and have a little bit of good run, not beat my Steelers. Absolutely not. But it'd be actually, can you imagine Steelers, Raiders, AFC championship game?
Oh,
that would be badass and a half, man.
Yeah. I might actually be a sucker to get tickets for that game if that would have happened. I might be a sucker for that.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not over here hating on Raiders or anything, but my goodness, that franchise for as popular it is as it is, especially here in the state of California, gosh, man, I really think that I really truly believe that you're starting to lose your fans, not so much the allegiance of your fan base, but their support in watching the product and going to the games. What's up, JC?
What's going
And
on, JC?
and yeah, JC, I say the Chargers. Well, let me ask you this, Eric. Let me ask you this: any chance that the Chargers, if it becomes a hard hitting football game, any chance that the Chargers say like, hey, you know what? It's not worth it. We're already in. Let's not do this. Okay. The Raiders are coming here. This is their Super Bowl, the Raiders Super Bowl. They want to go out with a bang, and they're looking for some hard hitting football. We got bigger fish to fry, Holmes. So no, we're not going to do this. Any chance they do that and just kind of meld in the game?
I think it depends on the outcome of the Steelers and Bengals game. Because if the
Okay.
Steelers lose and the Chargers win, that means the Chargers get the 5th seed.
Mm.
So I guess it depends on the outcome. Maybe they don't even start their starters this week. Who knows? I guess it all just depends on the outcome of the game. Because like I said, they already got the 6th seed for sure. They can't move down. They can only move up. So yeah, I think just the outcome of Saturday night's game is going to depend how they play. But I mean, yeah, I still got the Chargers here. I don't really care about all that other stuff. I still think the Chargers should be able to come out with the win.
Yeah. So I mean, if Steelers win Saturday night, then Chargers win or lose doesn't matter to them. But I mean, the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to show up to play. I do.
Yeah.
Do I think they're going to win? Absolutely not. I don't. But you know, the Raiders already have shot themselves in the foot for next season. So it's unfortunate for Raider fans, but oh well, man. That's what you get to support. So
you know what? I agree with that, JC. I do see them winning a playoff game. I think it is going to matter who they play. You know, against Baltimore is going to be tough. If they play Houston, I do see them beating Houston. I really do. Houston started to look like the weakest link in the AFC.
Well, they had some injuries, right? I mean, they're
very injured. Their whole their receiving core is very injured.
Coming into this season, I mean, I was pretty high on the Texans, man. I was like, hey, this team can make a pretty deep run. Now they're to me, they're out in the first round, man. They're out in the first round. So all right. So we both go Chargers on that one.
Yeah. And I can see the Chargers giving any team in the wild card round a good run for their money. It's going to be tough, though, depending on who they play.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Cowboys hosting the Commanders in Arlington. The Cowboys are 7-9, coming off a terrible loss against the Eagles. And the Commanders are 11-5, coming off a prime time win against the Falcons at home. What do you have for this one, man? I think this one's easy.
For the
Come on, man.
So where's this game at?
It's in Arlington.
It's in Arlington, man. Yeah, from one disappointing team to another, man. I mean, you got the Raiders who are a disappointment. You got the Cowboys who are a complete disappointment. Now, Raiders are the most popular team in California. Cowboys are the most popular team in football, and both of these teams are just completely disappointments, man. The Commanders are actually playing some pretty damn good ball. You know, and I like it. I like it because that team for a while has just kind of been like just it's just been a team just to fill up the 32 roster, right?
Bit of a joke. They've been a bit of a joke.
Yes. So I'm glad they're making some noise. And the fact that you got the Cowboys, who, if it wasn't for the New York Jersey Giants, would be last place in their division. But of course, the Giants need to be the sorriest team. You know, they're over there in New York City, and they happen to be the worst team when they're actually in New Jersey. But there's an easy one, man. I mean, the Cowboys suck. Look, look. Again, I have no hatred towards any team unless, you know, it's a division rival or something. But Cowboys suck, man. They're terrible. They're bad. And not only that. Let me go ahead and say this too. Okay. The fact that is regarded as America's team, that is not a good look, man. That just to the world.
Wow.
Okay, this sport, football, not football, no, football. This sport is American made, and the whole world tries to get their head around, like, how do you even play that sport? Like, what is this? And the one team that is the most popular with that sport is the Cowboys, the Arlington Cowboys. And you got the world, if they want to look at this American made sport that nobody else can figure out, with maybe the exception of Canada, they go and they look at the Arlington Cowboys. Dog, that is not a good look, man. The Cowboys, if you're going to call yourself America's team, which I think that should be earned. And it's not what you did. It's not what you did, decades ago. Like, no, man, you got to catch up with the times, and you got to keep that name. That name.
Should I say it?
That name needs to be a crown. That name needs to be a title that is earned, and you can lose it. And the Cowboys have lost it. They have lost it. You are not America's team. You do not represent the United States of America, dang it. You do not. And you haven't in a while, okay? So you want it back, you got to earn it again, because it's done.
Should I say it?
Say it.
Okay, I'll say it. Technically, they didn't earn it the first time, all right? They got it because they were little brother to the Steelers at the time, and they got at second, all right? That's enough of that. I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm not trying to bury this like I'm a pro wrestler or anything, but yeah, man, I agree. They are more of a brand team right now, and I guess you could market it. They have the nice looking jerseys, the logo and everything like that. Yeah, they have the marketing, and I guess it does help that they're in the biggest state in the U.S. as well. But I mean, come on, man. I got Commanders all the way. A lot needs to change in Arlington, like I've been saying, and nothing has changed so far. So as long as nothing changes, I mean, the product on the field is going to be around the same. It's either they're going to underperform and be bad like they are this year, or they might make some noise in the regular season and then crumble under the pressure in the postseason. It's the same thing. That's all I got on the Cowboys, man. Something needs to change. I don't know if it's the head coach. I don't know if it's front office. I don't know if it's everything. It might be all. I don't know. They have a lot of problems there.
I would say Jerry. He's okay.
Yeah.
He can change everything. They've changed head coaches before. They've changed quarterbacks. They've changed. Okay. One thing that hasn't changed is him, because he's the owner. Yeah. And the problem with all the other owners as opposed to him, he involves himself. He has his hands all over the team. Other owners are like, look, we got the billions of dollars, so we're going to hire all the smart heads that know about this sport to do what they got to do, and just let me know what you need, but I want results. Jerry's not that guy. Jerry's all like, I don't need to hire smart heads of this sport. That's me. Yeah. I'm going to be doing the moving around and everything. But he's not the guy. He's not that guy.
He was the guy. He was the guy.
Yeah. He's the guy.
He was the guy 30 years ago.
He was the guy 30 years ago, man. He was the guy 30 years ago. And, unless the Cowboy fans really start making a march and saying that hey, Jerry, you need to stop, it's just gonna keep on going. But this America team thing, like, no, man, I think we've seen enough. There's been enough years that have passed by. I'm done with all this. Oh man, you know what? Many years ago, it's like, yeah, cool, dog. You know what? The Steelers had the steel curtain. If they had a sorry ass defense for decades, how much longer are we going to live with that, steel curtain? Like the
Right.
defense needs to be the defense. So, yeah, man, Commanders all the way. I think they smacked the Cowboys around.
I got the same here. Shout out to all the Cowboy fans. All right. I don't want to seem like I'm coming out here just completely hating on the Cowboys. Am I a little bit bitter that they beat my Steelers and I was live for almost 5 hours for that game? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But this ain't all hate, man. Shout out to all the Cowboy fans out there.
And I want to make something clear. The reason why I get upset and I'm passionate about it, because the sport would be better if these teams were good. If the Raiders were good, it'd be better for California. If the Cowboys were good, it'd be better for the NFL. That's the reason why it seems like I'm coming off super angry about it. But if you guys were good, it'd be better for the sport. But right now, those two teams suck. So, all right, go get them, Commanders. Handled it.
All right, next we have an old school rivalry. How much of a rivalry is it nowadays? I'd say it's not even one, but let's talk about it. We got the Packers hosting the Chicago Bears. The Packers are 11-5, coming off of a loss against the Vikings. Bears are 4-12 on a 10-game losing streak against Seattle. And you know what? Let me take this a little bit. All right. That was a terrible game, Chicago. That game against Seattle was absolutely terrible. That might have been the worst game I've ever watched. And I've watched some ugly games. I've watched some low-scoring games. That might take the cake.
That was a farewell to Thursday night football, man.
Yeah.
I watched that game myself. The best thing I could say is that it was close. And I like what you said on the live. You said the best thing, the most entertaining thing was the fact that they showed the James Harrison pick 600-yard Super Bowl.
I don't even know what made them show that, but hey, they showed it. So,
all right. This rivalry is so old. It's actually in the movie A Christmas Story. If you guys watch A Christmas Story, the movie, yes, the classic movie, when he's reading the paper, that's the two teams he's talking about. Look, man, yeah, the Packers are a really good team. They're a really good team, man. Top 5 in the NFC for dang sure, man. Maybe in the NFL. They're a pretty damn good team. And the Bears, do they snap? Do they break their losing streak? Is this it? Do they go out by snapping their losing streak? I say no. I say no. Where's this game at? Not that it really makes a difference, but
it's in Lambeau.
Nah. Yeah. Nah. It's over, man. It's over. Bears just forfeit.
Wow.
Forfeit.
Just tap out on the grass before you even walk out.
Just
have your mascot just do it. Don't even walk out. Just have your mascot do it.
Does he paint his fingernails, JC? The quarterback for the Bears?
He does. I believe he does. Yeah.
For what?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm not. Okay. I'll leave it there.
Okay. So, look, man, the Packers, they've lost a couple games recently, but the 2 games that they've lost were against the Lions, who are the best team in the NFC, and the Vikings, who could be tied for the best team in the NFC. I mean, I'm not going to really discredit the losses that the Packers have had, although, I mean, a loss is a loss. I guess you could say that. It's against the Bears, man. They have a long losing streak right now. They have a long losing streak against the Packers. Packers are going to have fuel in them after losing that game. A game that they probably could have won. They had their chances. They did make a couple mistakes here and there. Yeah, I think the Packers do a number on the Bears. I think they beat them by 20-plus points.
Yeah, so do I, man. I think it's a 3-possession game. I do. Uh, and that's it. I mean, Bears just go lick your wounds and hibernate because it was a bad season, bad season, man, for the Bears. So yeah, Packers easily.
And there was a lot of optimism from the Bears fans, and it was looking kind of promising. They were at 4-2 at some point this year, and then it just very slowly starting to go downhill. And now they're at where they're at. So I mean, I guess they get a decent draft pick next year, build around Caleb, build an offensive line. My goodness, I don't even know how many times he got sacked in that game. That was terrible, man. That was
Okay.
terrible. He had like no time to throw the ball.
Yeah, look, I will say that, man. Watching that game, as soon as they snapped the ball, Caleb was running for his life. Like as soon as the ball was snapped, the defensive line was all over him. Like, good gosh, man, that offensive line is garbage, But hey, man, go hibernate for a while the front office makes the right moves if they do.
Hopefully. I mean, they are the Bears at the end of the day. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Next, we have a NFC West matchup over there in the toaster. We have the San Francisco 49ers walking into Arizona to play the Cardinals. Niners are 6-10 coming off, of a hard-fought loss against Detroit. I think they did better than what I expected them to do.
Yes.
And the Cardinals are 7-9 coming off a loss against the Rams. I didn't have a chance to watch that one. It was pretty close. Seemed like more of a defensive game. Kyler Murray is making countless mistakes in the end zone. He cost the Cardinals that game from what I saw. How do you see this one going out, man?
I'm with JC. Cardinals for the win. Look, the 49ers, I'm not gonna lie, they actually impressed me. Even with the loss, I thought they were gonna get smashed, and they didn't. They actually played some pretty decent ball, man. But if they had anything left to give, they gave it right there. They gave it last week. So I don't think they have any juice left. And now they're just going to hobble their way into the toaster, into Arizona, man. I think the last bit of gas that they had left in the tank, they used it up. And now that car is just coasting on fumes into Arizona.
By the way, I really do like the Cardinal Stadium. Just to say that State Farm Stadium, I really do like that stadium.
It does look, it's a little underrated. It looks cool from the outside. It looks like a big old, I don't know, UFO or something. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that stadium. Okay, so Brock Purdy, from what I understand, is out. He's not going to be playing this game. There's a little bit of weirdness going on between the Niners and Brock Purdy. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him. I know from what I understand, he's asking for a big payday. I don't know if the Niners are willing to pay him the amount that he wants. Man, you know what? I'm a root for the old Steelers backup quarterback and Josh Dobbs. I'm going to go for the 49ers here. Just because Josh Dobbs is starting. All right, former Steeler. He was a starter for a while. I think he was a Cardinal last year, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I think he was a Cardinal, and then he went to Minnesota for a little bit. You know what? Go get him, Josh Dobbs. I'm rooting for you in that game. All right? Oh, one thing. Another thing about the Niners, all right? Josh Dobbs should have been the quarterback 2 to begin the season. I don't know why against the Packers they started Allen over Dobbs. Dobbs is a pretty good quarterback or to have as a backup. So he should have always been quarterback 2 on that depth chart. That's just me, though.
I was watching today. There's quite a few analysts that are telling the Niners not to pay Brock Purdy. They're saying, hey, don't pay him. I don't know how much he's asking for. Right?
Yeah, but I don't think that's been disclosed or anything like that yet.
Yeah, but apparently those experts analysis, there's quite a few, man, that are saying don't pay him. So I depending on how much it is he worth re-signing?
Uh, I don't know, man. The Niners have paid quite a few players already. I'm not sure how much space they have to pay him. I think they're gonna have to get rid of some of the stars that they have, or let go of some of the stars that they have to pay Purdy, and maybe they're just not willing to do that, which is understandable. It is. I just don't know who else you would get. Are you gonna draft a quarterback? Are you gonna try to get a guy like Justin Fields, which we'll definitely talk about that when we talk about the Steelers, all right, which we're close to that.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is Brock Purdy worth to you going through that trouble? If you need to get rid of some other players to pay him or to give him that big paycheck, is Brock Purdy worth that trouble to keep him with the Niners?
No, because you could have other options there. I mean, me
Okay.
personally, I think Purdy should stay with the Niners. I think that, yeah, I think he's good enough to stay with the Niners. But if he's asking for top dollar, like how much Dak Prescott or Trevor Lawrence, yes, those are two guys that we're comparing him to, is getting paid, which I actually think he's better than both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think he's worth being the highest paid quarterback. That's just me.
By the way, where is the highest paid quarterback right now? Where's he at? Because he's
Up
not
in the
on the
suites.
He's up in the suites. He hasn't been playing for a while. What's up, Artie? We talked about the Raiders just a little earlier, brother. If you want to go back, and it wasn't nice, but much love to you, Artie. All right, man. So we both go. Oh no, I go Arizona. You go Niners.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. All right.
that's the season finale for both of them. And last but not least, we have a team that is on a 3-game losing streak. That's going to be in prime time Saturday night. We have the Steelers hosting the Bengals at Heinz Field. The Steelers are 10-6 coming off of their third loss straight against the Chiefs. Bengals 8-8 coming off a win against Denver last Saturday. By the way, the Bengals are on a 4-game winning streak. The last time they lost was when they played the Steelers on December 1st. What do we have for this one, man?
Talk about a comeback season, man, in the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, good gosh. I thought they were dead. I did. I always knew they were a good team. You and I talked about it quite a few times. We said they gotta be the best team with a losing record.
Yeah.
Right? What a comeback from these Bengals. And I don't like it because they're a division rival, but got to be honest. But what a comeback. I mean, there's a comeback story, man. What a comeback season for them to be right now where they're at. They don't have a losing season anymore. That's incredible when they look like they're left dead in the water. Yeah, I don't like it. They got red hot at the right moment. Wow, my beloved Steelers actually lost their heat.
Yeah.
They were red hot. All they can do is win, 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 no matter what. And at the wrong time, December football, they fall apart.
Hold on. 2025, did we just get Cholo Trucker referencing DJ Khaled? Wow, this year's going to be crazy. This year is going to be crazy, people. That is insane.
I'm trying to keep up with the times. Next thing you know, you're going to hear me say fire and low key and all that other stuff that you people say nowadays. All right. Fades and whatever. Anyway, yeah, man, look, I don't like this matchup. I don't. If I were not a Steeler fan, 100% I would be signed up for the Cincinnati Bengals. 100% I would be signed up. I'm a Steeler fan. I'm picking my Steelers. But if I were not a Steeler fan, I don't see why you would pick the Steelers in this matchup. Now, granted, they had a little bit of a bye week, right? Because they played on Christmas Day. So they had a little bit of a bye week there. But that being said, man, the Steelers got ice cold while the Bengals got red hot, man. And they're on a comeback. And they're out for blood. And they are getting all that blood. They're getting their pound of flesh. And unfortunately, I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen week 18. I hope it doesn't. That's not that's not what I want. That's not what I'm rooting for. But if I'm gonna be real, that's what it looks like, man.
I think a lot of NFL fans want the Bengals to win and to sneak into the playoffs, which is understandable, because then you're gonna have that Burrow and Josh Allen, two of the best quarterbacks in the league, going at it in the wild card round. So I could see why you would want that to happen. Yeah, Bengals are playing some good ball. They are. Steelers, on the other hand, offense is doing terrible. I mean, you could say both sides are playing terrible. I don't know what happened. I mean, it could be, hey, man, you played really good competition in the last 3 weeks, in the last 3 games, I should say, in 11 days. But, I mean, like I've said already, those are the type of teams that you're going to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we could say that all we want. Oh, the competition was tough. It was really tough matchups. Hey, man, those are the teams you're going to have to play and beat in the playoffs. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about the schedule there. They were looking like a top team, and that got shut down real quick in those last 3 games. That's all I'm going to say there. Let me ask you this. Would you mind the Steelers putting in Justin Fields? If they lose this, say they lose this game, they're not going to put Justin Fields in this game, but say they lose this game and look exactly like they've been looking the past 3 weeks. Should there be a switch at the quarterback position?
When it comes to sport, especially football, there's always that talk about, stick with what got you there. Okay. I don't always go with that. I don't go with that saying. It's like, no. If you can make adjustments to better your odds, then you do that, right? I understand. Hey, stick to what got you there. And Russell Wilson, I'm not going to say him by himself, but it got you there. Yeah, but you know what? Russell Wilson also gets into the red zone and turns the ball over.
Yeah, multiple times.
I don't know how many times he's thrown an interception in the end zone. Inside in the end zone, he's thrown a pick multiple times. So I'm not going to do this all like, stick with what got you there. Stick with what got you there. No, you know what? Look, man, the Steelers, they need a shot in the arm. Something is up. They're ice cold. There's I don't know if there's a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of back and forth with some of the players. Looks like that might be happening a little bit. But you know what the saying is: winning cures everything. Winning cures everything. So would I mind putting Justin Fields in? No, I wouldn't. I don't want Russell Wilson to feel like this is my job. I got it no matter what. Like, nah, Charlie, homie. No, it's not. It's up for grabs. And if you keep on throwing the ball to the other team, which you have quite a few times, go warm up the bench, man. Because Justin Fields wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, he got the Steelers 4 wins. He was 4-2. He wasn't playing great, but he was playing good.
What's up, Vic? Yeah, his contract's only for 1 year, right, Eric?
Both of them are on 1-year deals right now.
So, look, I think you gotta use both of them to squeeze as much as you can out of them. And right now, Russell Wilson, it almost looks like he's out of juice, man. almost. He still does. He
Yeah.
still got some good plays in him, but you get into that red zone, and then I don't know what the heck happens.
Yeah, it
You
looks
know,
pretty
and
rough.
and the slow starts, the 3 and outs, and so would I be completely upset if they put Justin Fields in? No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the same boat. Both these guys are trying to prove themselves this year. That's the whole point of why you got them, to see who you want as your quarterback. And to be real with you, Russell Wilson hasn't really showed that he could be the guy for the next 3 years. He's had some good games, yes. But I mean, against the good teams, the real good competition, I hate to say it, he's folded. The entire team has as well. I'm not going to put the fault on Russell Wilson, but he is a veteran quarterback, and you want to rely on a veteran quarterback in these situations, on your quarterback in general in these situations, and he's been turning the ball over in critical situations. So I'm not opposed to either or, but I mean, if you lose against the Bengals, you got to put in Justin Fields. You got to. I don't know what else to go.
Okay, but that's the first game of the playoffs, man. That you're gonna switch it up. You don't want to.
At that point, you're on a 4-game losing streak. You're playing like garbage.
Okay.
You have to switch. Something has to change. At that point, you're going to be on a 4-game losing streak, out of which I don't even know how that's possible. How you're on a 4-game losing streak going into the playoffs, but yeah, you got to change something, man. At that point.
And let's not forget that a few of those games were actually won
for the last game.
A few of those games were actually won by Chris Boswell.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not trying to discredit Russell Wilson. Okay, I'm not. But if we're gonna be real and break it down, he is not the reason why the Steelers, you know, won all those games. Yes, he was part of it, absolutely. But let's not forget, there was a game where the offense didn't score anything. Boswell scored 18 points. And that was the only scoring for the Steelers to win that game. So, you know, if anybody did come with this whole like, oh, he got you there, he got you there. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not saying he wasn't a part of it, but at the same time, he also cost games as well. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I'm definitely rooting for my Steelers. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go, man. But if I were not a Steeler fan, hands down, I would be picking the Bengals.
I'm going to be a delusional Steelers fan here. Get them, Steelers. I mean, you need this win. I guess so do the Bengals, but my goodness, are you really going to go into the playoffs losing 4 in a row? And which, by the way, there's a good chance you're going to have to play Baltimore in the first round if you lose this game. If you win this game, you're going to have to play against a struggling Houston team. So this game decides a lot. With the way they've been looking, I don't think they could beat Baltimore. Maybe they could beat Houston. But right now, the Steelers are kind of looking like the weakest team in the playoffs, man. They really are. So they need to prove themselves. Russell Wilson needs to prove themselves. The entire offense, just everybody, the entire team needs to prove themselves in this game. And I hope they do. All right. They beat the Bengals last time. They had a good offensive showing last time, which they're going to need again this time. Because Joe Burrow, I mean, I think he's one of the best in the game. I really do. And
yeah,
I respect his game, man, because he's one of the best.
Yeah. I don't like him, but yes, gotta respect him. And yeah, he's definitely a dog, man. Well, that is it, man. We got Saturday Night Football with the Steelers Bengals. I will be watching it with some pizza and a beer, and let's see how that goes. Will you be calling the game, or are you picking another game to call?
The third game, I'm still up in the air. I'll keep you guys posted. I will be calling the game on Sunday night between the Lions and the Vikings. Man, am I excited about that game. That should be a really good one. It's probably the most exciting regular season game that we've had in a long time. A lot at stake there. You got the Lions and the Vikings fighting for the first seed, which, by the way, loser of that game turned into a wild card team. So it's either you get a first round bye and home field advantage, or you're going to be a wild card team playing next week on the road. So stakes are very high. You can say two of the best teams in the NFC going at it. So that's going to be a great game. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, JC's saying that game has playoff vibes, man.
He's
got Detroit. It's going to be a great Sunday nighter, man. Hey, before we wrap it up, just want to go ahead and give my respects to the late, great Brenton Wood. He was a big part of my childhood growing up. What a legendary man in music, and his music will live on forever, man. Well, that is the end of Pick Six for the regular season. We will be back to be covering all of the playoffs. Let's see who makes it all the way to, where's that? New Orleans. New Orleans, man. So, all right, Eric. Well,
that's true. That's true. You're going to have a team in the wild card that only has, 3 losses or something like that. And they're going to have the Houston Texans, the 4th seed, who have been, I don't even know how many losses they have now. That's weird. That's how the playoff works, I guess. But, yeah, man. Happy New Year to all you guys, man. I'll see you guys definitely on Sunday night
as we make our way to the Super Bowl. Go Steelers.
No. Go Steelers. Gotta make sure I got it right.
Let's get it. Boom.